Hello everyone, welcome in. This is Fiercestbard. Hopefully you guys can hear me alright. Because I never check my audio equipment before I go live. Hi Pig, how's everything? Hello team, yes, hello team indeed. What is going on everyone? We're arting today. We're gonna continue doing this artwork of Neon, Vision Eye Neon from Goddess of Victory Nikkei. I kind of had it on like a more bright type of background earlier, but I've actually kind of feel like it might actually look better with a more evening look. So I'm kind of like messing around with it a little bit just to kind of see how I feel about it. I almost feel like maybe this is the way to go as opposed to you know, the daytime look and stuff like that, like because it large explosions tend to darken a lot of things around them. Okay, like the excessive light from the explosion will probably have an effect on everything else in the background. So I'm thinking maybe darker background works better. I know Mooney mentioned it last time, and it felt like maybe, you know what, maybe this is the way to go, right? Maybe this is the way. But yeah, hopefully you guys are having a great Thursday. Yes, it's Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. We made it. We made it, fam. It's Thursday. Officially at the end of this day, a week from today, I'm gonna be heading back over to Bounty Hunterville, so I'll have some travel that I need to do, but regardless of that, I feel like I don't think I'm gonna miss any streams in the next week, except for maybe Thursday, because I might have to have some time to pack. I don't know. It really depends. I am really trying to finish some of this artwork this weekend so I could print some of it for possibilities to be nothing announced yet, but you know, like for possibilities, right? And yeah, like other than that, yeah, I think that is all the current news that's going on. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all having a great Thursday, and yeah, let's just kind of dive in. I'm gonna be working on some of the hair, and then after I do some of the hair, I'm gonna start fixing the major shadows and highlights on this, because now that I have a really good grasp of where all the lighting and all the other stuff is coming from, I can start really adding the details to this and stuff like that. And then the rest of the colors can be filled in as needed and stuff. But the hair has to come first, because the hair is a really big part of this. Let's see, where is it? Okay. So this is where I have my gradients on the hair itself, and then I will add like a layer for simpler shadows and things like that. Let's just pick. Okay. Okay, great. Okay. How are we gonna do this now? So with the hair, it's like sometimes it's harder to kind of visualize like what you really want to do with shadows in the hair, because you don't want to go crazy with it, right? Like you want to indicate the areas that are gonna be like, you know, you can kind of tell these are the areas that are supposed to have some kind of shading to it. But when you look at hair, like if you like really look at the way hair is, right, a lot of it is in shadow and stuff like that, right? So that's why I kind of always advise for people who are drawing hair of any kind to treat hair more like large like globs of color, as opposed to, you know, singular strands, because you're gonna see that like when you go into do the shadows on it, right? If you try to do it like treating it as hair strands, you're gonna have like this like all over the place, and it's gonna drive you insane. So that's my way of approaching it. I don't know how, if that's the experience of everyone that does hair, but I feel like that's almost like, the universal like experience when it comes to doing hair stuff, right? And then, like I try to have these like parts that are like sharpened, I guess, like these sharp um I don't know what to call them. It's like I know a lot of people will just call them like triangles or something like that, but they're not exactly triangles in the hair. It's just like, this is just the thing with anime style artwork, right? By the way, Pig, I noticed that while you're here, I have actually been keeping tabs on a lot of Godzilla related merchandise as of late. Um and I totally missed out on something when I was away from Cappy Town. So apparently, like in Cappy Town, we have this chain of movie theaters, right? Called the Alamo Draft House, and they do sometimes they do like the special limited edition stuff, right? Like just special limited edition stuff. Well, apparently they had like a popcorn bucket that was in the shape of the Showa era Godzilla from 1964, the Godzilla versus Mothra version of Godzilla, and that it was in the shape of his head, and you could put popcorn down his throat and just like have Godzilla eat your popcorn before you can get to it and stuff. I kind of missed out on that. I'm a little bit sad. I'm a little bit sad because I just kind of like the way that it looked, and that particular Godzilla had always been kind of like a um how do we say it? It's like it's sort of like a fan favorite in a lot of ways, especially for me. Like I kind of have a soft spot for that particular design because he looks so goofy with his with the flappy part of his mouth that kind of unfortunately broke when they were filming, and then it's just like all over the place for the rest of the movie. um Considering the fact that I kind of like Muppets, that's always why I've always had a soft spot for that particular design. They only brought it back like maybe one or two more times in the next few movies, I believe. But then they kind of went away from it afterwards, which is a shame. The floppy mouth Godzilla should deserves a lot more. It deserves a lot more. Well, actually, I mean, I can't say that it's not popular, right? Like a lot of people kind of like that version, but I guess they everybody's got their own nostalgic version of Godzilla that they like. And I also gotta remember to pre-order some other stuff too from Haya Toys. I don't know, like if chat has ever heard of Haya Toys, but they make some really good action figures. Like no joke. I'm shocked at how good some of their licensed property figures are, and they always come at a relatively affordable price. Not all the time, but like for the most part. Like I know the line of figures that they do for Godzilla happens to be pretty affordable as compared to SH Monster Arts from Bandai and stuff like that, right? So it's always been pretty good. And I feel like they're doing their version of Destroya, like Godzilla vs. Destroyer Burning Godzilla. So, I know that one's a huge favorite for a lot of people. So, like for the price as opposed to the Monster Arts version, which will run you like close to like 200 at at some points, I think, depending on the seller that you buy it from and stuff like that. Like I feel like that's going to be the version for me. Though I know that a lot of people have differing opinions, right? Like, some people will like the Bandai stuff for sure over the over the Hayatoi stuff. I mean, I don't have anything particularly against the Bandai stuff, because like there are certain figures that I have, like Monster Arts figures that I have that you cannot get, if from any of the other lines. Like I have the special color version of Biollante that they released a couple of years ago, and it's like I'm not gonna be able to to get a good how should we say, a good stand-in for that from any other line, right? Like though at the same time they did just release some teasers. Or actually, I shouldn't even call them teasers. This is just straight up pictures of the new version of Biollante that they're re-releasing yet again. Luckily for me, I don't have to it doesn't do anything for me because I already paid an exorbitant amount of money to get that one with the special color version. But for those of you who do not have one yourselves, all the best to you. Like, hopefully you don't mortgage your house to get it. I was very fortunate in that the way that I got mines was through work incentives. Sometimes it pays to work for certain companies. I'll just say that, it's not that my job bought it for me, by the way. It's not that. It's just they gave me like a ton of gift cards at some point, and I was just kind of like, well, I don't really have anything else that I can really use these for, so hey, look at that, it's on Amazon. Okay. Yeah, once again, I'm trying not to like just create like an outline for this, right? Like I'm trying to put the shadows in places where I feel like it kind of makes sense, and then like also to not like just line the entire top of the head with shadows and things like that. Like ultimately you are the top of your head is going to have parts where it's darker and lighter and stuff like that based on where the light is coming from. There's gonna be for sure like a darker shadow that goes in front of all this stuff, right? But I want to do the small details behind it first, so that it's like, like even if something is in underneath a larger shadow, you can see that there is some kind of light going, and creating shadows inside of it too. It's not just one dark color that blocks out everything. So, you got to account for that sometimes. So I'm trying to account for that in my own way right now with this. But yeah, I've got some really like, I don't know. I know my collection of stuff is like I'm gonna have to basically come to terms with some of it, right? And because there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff that I collect that, like I would definitely love to keep and stuff like that, but like kind of like life happens and then you gotta make choices about certain things, right? So it's like, I think I'm putting like certain timelines, as it were, for my collecting of stuff. Like I can see a time when I'm gonna start to basically ramp downwards in the stuff that I do collect. Because like like basically like all these companies they basically make it so that there's always something new. They always want you to get something new from them, like an updated version of this or that and stuff like that, right? But I've got to rein myself back in a little bit and just like I have to make a choice about the end of stuff, right? Like certain collections, because they're gonna just be too big at some point. But I do know for myself that I'm planning, like for example, you guys probably already know that I'm like a huge fan of Transformers, but pretty soon, I believe next year they're going to be releasing a certain commander class um figure that's probably gonna mark the end of my collecting the run, because even though there are still quite a few characters that I would love to have a figure of, it's like it's one of those decisions that I've made. I'm like, okay, if I get a version of this very specific character that I can be like, okay, this is the one, that I don't need any other further versions of this character. Like, if I get that version next year, hopefully, crossing my fingers, like I can be like, you know what? This is it. This is it. But yeah, I kind of trying to figure that out with a lot of stuff, and like honestly, like I can already tell, like, like I tell myself this stuff, right? But there's a part of me that's already kind of like, no, no, Bard, you're never gonna give up. Stop lying to yourself. You're never gonna give up collecting stuff. I think, like, in terms of collecting stuff, collecting things as a hobby, right, is like it's one of those things where it's like you tell yourself you're not gonna do any more of, but it's so hard to actually like commit to it, there's so many things where I've been like, what, this is it. I'm not gonna get any more of these. I'm not gonna get any more of these and stuff like that. But it's like it's such a hard thing to actually give up on. So like, there's a part of me that doesn't really believe it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You know. Okay, this is coming along. So where I'm planning on having the lighting the strongest for her, right, is like behind her head and behind her where the explosion is happening, and then like there's gonna be like a huge like rim light that goes all the way down, like the backside of her for and then like a lesser strong lighting in front of her too, right? Because she's gonna have, because of the explosion and the intensity of the explosion behind her, the shadow in front of her is gonna be really strong. But it also, just because of that, it doesn't mean that there's like light is gonna be absent in front of her. So I've got to do some stuff to kind of balance that out. The light that's going to be happening to be shining in front of her, though, I'm going to try to make it a complementary color to the light in the back of her, right? So like I'm going to be picking oranges and yellows for that rim light that's happening behind her, but then in front of her maybe a different cooler color, like maybe like teal sky blue or something like that from a light source that'll be happening in front of her, so that you kind of get like two different contrasts on her. So like it's not just the same thing like happening both in front and behind her, just to give you guys like an idea of how I'm thinking about this one, like. And then here we go. Let's start to do this. And then what's funny about having the background colors filled in is that you can sort of see certain things happening there where you gotta go back there and correct some of the color fill in and stuff like that. It's not stuff that you can spot with a, you know, like very easily when you know, your background has not been colored in fully and stuff like that. So, you know, like it happens to me a lot where I've got to correct a lot of different things that are sticking out where, you know, like you wouldn't normally want them to be. Okay. Whoops. Usually, too, with this, with the hair, I do take a depressingly long amount of time with any character's hair for some reason. It just like takes me so long just to do hair in general. I don't really understand it myself, but it is a thing. It is a thing that happens, unfortunately, for me anyway. Let's see. And then just to make it so that it's not so monotonous, like I'll try to do things like blur like a side of it or something like that, or like erase some of it a little bit, just like just a little, so that it's not all too uniform and stuff like that. I kind of, it's just kind of the way that I approach doing shading, because I ultimately don't want shadows or highlights in either the hair or the character themselves to be too uniform, because then it is like it's really unnatural to have it all the same color and all the same shade in like these blocks that just like kind of are unending in a lot of ways. So I'm trying to do that a little bit here so that it's like, you know, it adds a little bit of some variance to the way that the hair is gonna look. Though she's got quite shiny hair. You know, like I can't really. So here, let's get started with this. The highlights in the hair, right? Let's see what happens if I use this color. Okay, yeah, it's like. Okay, good. Okay. Valia, what's up? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Thirsty Thursdays, where I art. And while I art, I talk about weird things, like my collection of like my uncontrollable collection of stuff. But yeah, how you doing? I'm just trying to basically right now kind of figure out the lighting situation for Neon here, because a lot of the lighting is actually coming from a different direction than what you'd expect in this one. So I'm trying to hash this out right now. My sleeping schedule is about 12 hours offset from where it should be. Oh, damn, that really is... That's almost like half a day. Your sleeping schedule is completely off then. You might want to correct that. I spent a huge part of... Oh, Captain Blue Blue, what's up? Ahoy, how you doing? But yeah, I spent a huge part of my youth, as it were, sleeping with the wrong schedule, and believe me, that like really destroys you after a while. You don't want to do that, like for the long term. Just saying. Twinsies. You too, Blue Blue. That is literally the polar opposite of where it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there was actually a time for me when I actually was sleeping at what is it? Like, I would sleep at like 3 in the morning and then get up at like noon and stuff like that, like the next day and stuff like that. They were this was Silly Bard during Silly Bard's like college days and stuff like that, right? And Silly Bard was making really bad decisions about certain things, like, in those times. Just saying. In 30 minutes, it's Sweden versus Japan, so gotta be. Oh, you're doing the World Cup. Okay, I can understand. I have friends that are also huge into football, so yeah, like I get it. We all have our sports vices. I just am like this. Oh. It's okay. We don't judge. We definitely do not judge here, but I highly think that, take it from me, like, you might want to get that corrected at some point. But yeah, like, since you're up anyway, welcome. Not everyone can live in American time zones, but I know. Not everyone wants to live in American time zones. I will say that for in all honesty, like, hey, like, it's fair. Not everyone can live in American time zones, but you know what? Not everyone should live in American time zones, because then you would have to live in America. Oh boy, not that I have any very strong opinions or anything about that. It's just, like, I know that it's not necessarily the most agreeable thing for everyone, right? Whoops. Holy heck. I've just been playing the Deltarune update, and it has some fun things. Deltarune update? Oh, what game is that for? We Swedes or not? having high hopes for this match. Oh. I saw a meme earlier. About what was the meme about? It was quite literally like a meme about they took the end of episode 3, Star Wars episode 3, and they were memeing on the fact that like now there's a whole lot of American fans of soccer as opposed to previously, where and now like the attitudes have changed considering what's going on. I mean, fans are allowed to celebrate when things are going good for them, right? Like look at the Mango Sentinels. I mean, you know, it took us 53 years to celebrate, so like I can't you know, say anything about fan bases that are long suffering, right? For a Deltarune, a new chapter of it? Oh. Ooh. You know, like, speaking of new chapters of things, I should probably have played these chapters of Nikkei in the story mode. I know of these characters and their new forms because of the events that happened recently and the gacha polls for them, but I actually, honestly, I don't actually know how these forms and as costumes came about, because I've not played up to these parts of the games, and it's a shame too, because it's like of the base 3, Neon's my favorite just because she's the funniest. To me anyway. I know some people don't think she's funny. Some people think she's kind of annoying, which I respect. I respect that. You know, it's not for everyone. Thankfully, the likely answer is marketing. Is it? Is it? Is that the likely answer here? Now, you guys might be looking at the colors that I have on here and going like, Bard, why do you have like this color? I'm actually gonna change the color of one half of this pretty soon, because it's actually got to be a more orange and yellowish color to coincide with the explosion right behind her, right? Like, I'm just trying to put down the lay down the pattern for all this first before I make any changes to it. Let's see. Okay. I will let you guys know that the fingertip tool is a lifesaver when it comes to doing hair shines. It's fun when you have a reflection in a drawing or a game, etc., and it does not match the color of the light source. It happens, like, you know, like, it is an artistic choice when people do stuff like that. I think I've actually accidentally done stuff like that where I colored like the lighting the wrong color and stuff like that. It's sort of like one of those things where if you notice it, then like you can't unsee it. But if you don't notice it, it's like not the end of the world, right? Like if you could fake it till you make it in those situations, it's like, oh, okay, you know, like nobody's noticed. Okay. But yeah, just to give you guys like a look at what well, actually, let me just do it, right? Like, why am I waiting? Let me just do it, right? So it's like, you know, there's like a huge part of this that's like gonna be orange and yellowish as opposed to um that color that I'm using right now. So let me just go ahead and start applying that, and you know, so it creates like a nice like gradient and blending of the colors, right, between the color of her hair and then towards the explosion color and stuff like that. And this is kind of like what I'm gonna be going for with the rest of this. So you know, and then on the opposite end, there's gonna probably be some kind of a complementary color that's like an opposing light source that's gonna be from the other side that I'm gonna probably use. We'll see what happens when I get there, right? It's like the one type of reflection I care about. Oh yeah, is it? Is it? And then it's like, you know, like sometimes what interests me about like when I color like lighting and stuff like that is that when you like look at your references and you kind of notice certain things, right? Like, oh, you know, like there's like there's counter lighting that's bouncing off of a certain part of their body, and it's causing that color to be reflected into their stuff, right? Like her shirt, for example, right? Like, you know, like I've kind of marked off where I want it to be, but there's probably going to be a little bit of light that is like from the inside, or bouncing off from where her tummy is and stuff like that, and bleeding through the shirt, because her shirt actually happens to be, I would say that it's a pretty thin material, because looking at the way that she's colored all around, right, it feels like they planned it that way, because you can kind of see a little bit of a shadow or a silhouette that kind of outlines where the outline of where her body actually is underneath the shirt. So I feel like almost like I gotta, like, you know, represent that somehow, right? What is it bouncing off of in the environment? What is it bouncing off of in the environment? It's actually, it could be like anything, or it depends on how close you are to another object, right? Because light does bounce off and then cast like a light source, you know, after it. Like, you see like the thigh here, for example, right? There's actually light bouncing off of the thigh. So, you know, like, at the right angles and for stuff that's close enough to it, you might see just a little of it, you know, maybe on the underside of the skirt, which you really can't see here though, because, you know, but, you know, like, things like that will happen. And but I'm gonna try to do this with the hair first and see how that comes out. um we shall see, you know, like. But first things first, now, like, this side has a whole lot more of it than the other side, right? So what's gonna happen here is, whoops. What's gonna happen here is, I'm gonna have this color over here more on this side. Then on the other side, I'm gonna do a little bit of it as a rim light only, because it's quite a bit like less intense on this side, right? But you know, it still exists on this side in little ways, because this is not actually nighttime. The sky is darker than usual, but the sky is darkened by the intensity of the explosion that's happening on the other side, right? So there is still technically some lighting that's happening on this side. I just gotta, you know, add it in over here. I mean, I meant it literally. In this drawing, what is it bouncing off of? Let's see, like, because, okay, with her shirt over here, right? The underside of her shirt is in the shadow, right? But then I'm trying to account for, like, a light source that's coming upwards towards her belly and stuff like that, and her thigh over here and stuff like that, right? So it's like I'm trying to get like some sort of bounce light from these two sources, and then also there might be some from the gun itself, because the gun is actually not this dark in color. The gun is actually there's like silvers and metal reflecting stuff, you know, towards her and stuff like that. So there might actually be like a rim light that comes off of this, like this whole thing, and that's probably gonna affect a large part of her skirt here and her under boob and things like that. So yeah, it's like I'm trying to think of these things ahead of time so that I don't mess it up now, but I'm like, you know, that never happens for me. I always have to go and fix that later. So yeah, there's a lot to think about when it comes to doing like lighting and stuff like that. But I think it's I think when you get far enough and you set it up and stuff like that, it's a lot, but it's kind of fun. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I feel like the doing the lighting for a lot of artwork is kind of fun for me. Because then, yeah, you think of all these weird things and scenarios, and then you got to make sure that it actually makes sense. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes, like you guys have noticed that, like, you know, that stuff doesn't make sense, but then you just kind of get away with it sometimes somehow. Because again, you know, like, not everything in art is actually hyper realistic. It's just realistic enough where you're tricking the viewer into thinking that it makes sense, but then, you know, like, you can always take a little bit of just a little bit of artistic you know, interpretation with certain things, right? Oh, is she like still on the ground? What's funny is that she kind of isn't. She's actually jumping away from something, right? Like, I'm assuming from all the explosion and stuff like that. And originally, I had her holding onto her gun a little bit, like, so she doesn't actually hold onto this gun like the way that I have it on in this image, right? Like, from what we've noticed from looking at the in-game model and stuff like that, the gun itself actually floats and stuff like that. So she's actually holding onto the gun and like kind of floating away from all this explosion and stuff like. Then her right leg should be way more lit up, shouldn't it? Oh, so the right leg would be the one on the other side, right? So it depends on, I'm assuming that the right leg is behind this, you know, the left leg here, right? So I'm trying to see, like, how, like it's covered in shadow back here, because it's, like, behind the leg. I guess, you know, because this leg is coming out, like, this right leg is still under the skirt, right? So my brain is trying to tell me that maybe this is still in shadow, like the right leg, and where the left leg that's coming out of the skirt over here might actually be in the light and stuff like that. Light from the explosion bouncing off the ground and up. Sort of, well, it's because, like, you have to think of it like this, right? The light from the explosion is very intense behind her, right? So it's darkening the sky a little bit, right? But this is not actually like a nighttime thing, right? There's always going to be, because she's out in the open, there's always going to be light, you know, coming down from other directions, right? Like, so you got to think about that scenario. Like, if there was no explosion here, right? If there was no explosion here, then it's just a regular, like, daytime atmosphere, right? So you would still actually have light coming in. It's just the intensity of the explosion is darkening the stuff around it because of how intense the light is from the explosion itself, right? So, like, for example, what you're gonna see happening pretty soon is we're gonna be adding more shadows to this, right? In the front area here. This is sort of this is not exactly where I want the shadows to be, because, like, I think when Mooney was filling in the flats for this, she had an idea that it was going to be like a daytime type of thing, I believe, but, like, I think what we're gonna do is mess with the shadows, and then you're gonna kind of see where I'm trying to go with this and stuff like that. But ultimately, where the lighting is gonna be is here. Let me just like, so there's gonna be light here, right? Light in the upper right hand corner behind her, right? And then there's gonna be a heavy shadow that's like coming in from this way, and then there's just like enough of the daytime lights coming in that you can still see some of this stuff over here. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know if I'm describing it correctly, but it's like, that's kind of where my brain is going, right? There would be immense skylight from the explosion either way. There would be, like there would definitely be like a lot of light either way, because again, she's not like covered by anything, right? Like she's like literally in the middle of wherever she is. The ground is underneath her, and like she's kind of jumping away on the surface here and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, okay. But yeah, I'm sorry if I can't explain it as well as some others can, because like unfortunately I'm not very good at alliterating a lot of things like that in the most technical ways. Um, but that's kind of how I'm like envisioning things right now at anyway. I know that there's a lot of artists out there that are much more traditionally trained in speaking of about all this stuff, so they're able to elaborate a whole lot better than I can. And then there's like a part of me that almost feels like maybe I should just do the highlights as one big layer over everything else. The way you're describing it makes sense, just like the example of what I see as a problem here, then is that the bouncy light would mean things like the shirt have way less contrast between the light and the shadow on them. It doesn't really matter because of things said before, but I just really like lights. Yeah, like I feel like one of the big things about when you do any kind of artwork and stuff like that is that when you start to do the shadows and stuff like that, and then you start to do the highlights over it, for some reason the highlights really bring out the image. Like if you get them right, your image can be saved even if you feel like you're not doing the best job that you think that you might be. It's like, again, it's like really hard for me to explain it, but it's like it's almost like when you do the lighting correctly on a character, it almost like makes the entire image for you. I've noticed that about a lot of the fan art that I will attempt to do, that like sometimes it's just like I feel like it's not going well in one way or another, but then when I do the shading, I'm like, oh, okay, it seems like okay, but once I put in the lighting into it and I get that right and the way that I envision it, then it's like, oh, okay, you know what, it like that's actually looking okay now. But yeah, oh yeah, by the way, guys, like just to give you guys a little update about stuff that I was thinking about before, like I still have not been able to create this account that I've been wanting to create, right? So as you guys know, like, again, I've been wanting to create a streaming account on a certain platform that caters to certain artists, right? And stuff like that. And I tried to create this account like a couple of weeks ago. Um and to this day, I still have not gotten a response from their support email and stuff like that. I had to look up their support email because their website doesn't seem to function. Like, you go into their help page and it just kind of like breaks, right? There are like 3 platforms for that. Yeah, this one is the platform known as the Picarto. I've been trying to create an account there for a little bit, but it's just like, for whatever reason, it's just not happening. So I kind of gave up a little bit there, because it's like, I kept emailing them like with responses, like, and it wasn't like I was doing this every day, by the way. like just to let you know, like, I would wait like the requisite amount of time, like maybe a couple of days and stuff like that. I remember looking at that and being like, no. Yeah, it's like, but like, have being on a platform where I'm kind of like off the shackles, as it were, so that I can do what I need to do in terms of my art practice and things like that. That was like what I was kind of envisioning it being. But it doesn't look like they're allowing me to create an account there, so I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever, like, but like, I would not mind basically looking into other platforms, as it were, for our art streaming and things like that, right? And again, it's because I feel like, it's not that I feel restrained. Well, okay, like, there is a certain amount of restraint that I have to have on Twitch, right? Because if I look at the if I look at like what I can actually do here and what versus what I'm not supposed to be doing here, there's quite a bit of stuff that I'm technically not really supposed to be doing in terms of sketching and like arting in general and stuff like that, right? So I'm just kind of like, trying to find a platform where I can do certain things, like, so that I can do studies and I can do things like that, like, dedicate certain streams to those types of things that I wouldn't be able to do here. And yeah, like, it's like, that was one of the only other platforms. I noticed that you said there's like 3 other there's like 2 other platforms that cater to artists and stuff like that for art streaming things and stuff. Doesn't need to be an art platform, but usually the problem is, hey, we do need to make sure you are an adult before you do anything. Yeah, which is the case, right? And it's like, I do have my streams labeled here for mature audiences, because like, I fully realize that, like, while art is a fun thing, I don't want to have people who are not supposed to be seeing certain things be here and stuff like that, right? Because just to avoid having to basically police all that and stuff like that, right? It's not that I wouldn't want to, it's just that, like, hey, I don't know if I can truly say that I will get it always right? Like, that's also why, one of my rules of thumb here is I do not want anybody to tell me, like, for example, how old they are, for the fact that the only thing that I have to go on is your statement. So if you tell me that you're too young to be here, I will, like, have to ban you, like, immediately and stuff like that. So, like, it's stuff like that, like, over here, that I have to really worry about and stuff like that. Not that I don't have to worry about that on other platforms and stuff like that, because I'm gonna assume that other platforms have it down, right? I know this is the internet, okay? I know this is the internet, so it's like a very iffy statement, but admittedly, But yeah, I don't want to have to to talk to people's parents and explain why their kids are watching me drawing anime stuff and that they don't like that or whatever. Or I just prefer moderating and having a 18 plus audience. It really is, right? Like, you know, but also I'm like so against showing your ID for a digital service is tough, right? Like, you know, I don't want to have to do that either and stuff like that, right? But like, you know, it's so hard to say what is right and wrong. Like, you just hope that these companies have their they have their whole things figured out so that they can vet all this stuff, and we can just like do what we need to do in peace and stuff like that, right? But like, you sometimes you just can't know, right? It's like what the hell, like. So like, streaming on a NSFW platform is literally the best idea ever. It does one on its own, maybe, and that is pretty good. It's why that, like, I mentioned, certain other platforms that I would like to try, because again, like, I could be doing studies or something like that, right? And then, like, I like when you do studies, like, for anybody that knows art stuff, right? You're gonna have to draw certain things, like, sometimes, and not everybody is supposed to be seeing certain things when you do art studies and things like that, right? And I can't do that here, right? I can practice on my time outside of the stream, but the problem is I don't actually really have that much time to do stuff outside of stream. Like, I draw on stream because it's the time that I do have to do it. So like, I gotta make the best use of my time when I have it. And unfortunately, in situations like that, I gotta find some place where I can do my own art practices when I can, basically. But yeah, that's just like, like, just an update as to what the heck happened to that bard. Like, I thought you were gonna try to do like, the streams on a different platform for a little bit, and it's like, yeah, I tried. No, not that kind of study. Not specifically that, unless the artwork requires, as said. Twitch-kun would not approve of studies, of those kinds of studies, let's say. Twitch-kun would be like, what? Boxes, but ordered in a specific way. Yeah, you really would have to do something like that, wouldn't you? And drawing boxes is actually really helpful. I will say this. Drawing boxes is like really, really helpful for some people. It might sound like a joke, but like seriously, draw boxes. There's a reason it is such a well-known study. Well-known, indeed. Is also one of the most annoying replies to anyone asking how to draw perspective. Perspective is such a hard thing for people to wrap their heads around, right? Like, holy crap, man. Like, you know, for myself, like, I know that I used to rely heavily on perspective grids to do certain things.
Emotional damage!
Getting emotionally damaged by this raid from this unknown streamer of whom I don't know. I don't know who this Who are you, mysterious streamer? No, I know who. Carmelo Anthony. Is that who is raiding me? Carmelo Anthony. I am Mooney and Raiders. Yeah, hello Raiders. How was everything? If you guys are in here somehow and do not know who Mooney is, you should go ahead and throw a follow. Especially if you like role playing games and other fun times, you know. But yeah, Mooney is also a in all seriousness, Mooney is also we are partnered in many ways, including in our art collective Cappy Buds, where she helps me to fill in colors and start the coloring process for stuff like this image. Yeah, the Lamello X Anthony Edwards combo. Is that what they're really calling it? The Carmelo Anthony? Are they really calling it that? Oh my god. We just finished Toy Story and Rapunzel. Oh wow. In crime? Yes, partners in crime. Well, I hope you guys are having a lot of fun with it. You know, I think I saw a lot of the Toy Story parts that you were in, and I was just like, oh man, them innocent toys, they don't know what they're getting themselves into. The lore in which they are trying to participate in will give all of them a headache. That's not worth the journey. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Welcome in. We are currently, as you can see, coloring in Neon, Vision Eye Neon from Goddess of Victory Nikkei, which you guys probably saw Mooney start the coloring process for this. I'm just you know, like detailing out some of the stuff that after Mooney put in all the colors and started the shading process and stuff like that. I'm adding a background to this that I realized that I didn't even try to add a background to it before, but we have an idea. We have an idea here. And yeah, you know, this is the progress we have today, you know. It's all good. Mooney, you should probably go and get something to eat or rest or something like that, because I know you were streaming for quite a while, so you should give yourself a break, as it were, while we continue on with this. Okay, let's see. But yeah, Saya, I cannot believe that that's actually what they're calling that. I'm gonna freak. If they are really calling it that, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? You guys can have it. I'm not actually a Timberwolves fan, so I only like them because I felt like they were the Knicks West. Like, but that era is over, so I can officially retire my my somewhat related but not quite fandom of the Timberwolves at this point. The hit and run, is that really what they're gonna call it? Jeez. Oh, and also, like, I think this is gonna be something that I have to add in a bit, but let's do it now actually. Uh where stands So, like, one of the things I really like doing sometimes with the hair is to add like loose hair strands to the hair from time to time. Usually, this is something that like a lot of people will think about doing towards the end of an image, but I'm just kind of like, well, we're already here, right? So like, you, we're already here, and this is not the way that I would normally think about doing it. There we go. Whoops. So I'll add a strand or two of hair that's like, you know, I'll add it if it gets smooth enough for me. But like sometimes it's like, oh, I gotta fight with my equipment here, and it's like, But yeah, I'm pretty sure that the off season though, as it's happening right now, it's so far it's been kind of insane, but like I feel like a lot of it has been kind of subdued. I feel like because like a lot of people were waiting for the Giannis thing to happen, and then when it happened, it wasn't like it wasn't like a big deal when it happened. Like I'm sorry, it's like, people were getting so sick and tired of waiting for them to actually trade Giannis, and then when it happened, it was just kind of like, oh, that was it? Okay. Okay. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about the NBA basketball. I know the sports ball is not like everyone's cup of tea, but it's real to me, damn it. Okay, that's enough. I don't need to go overboard with this stuff. Okay, where else now too? So I could start doing the gray parts that make up her jacket and her hat and stuff like that, right? There's some of this that I have to kind of reorder in terms of the line art because for example, like I drew the full top of her head instead of leaving it empty because like I wanted to have the hat and hat basically be removable from the image so I could click a folder and then just remove her hat for whatever reason. I don't know why. I just wanted to do it. Mooney was like, "Why even have it?" And I was like, "Because I don't know. I just wanted it to be removable for some reason." And now that I'm looking at this, it's like, why did I want that to be removable? Like, honestly, why did I want it to be removable? Yeah, I question my decisions now. I question it greatly at this point. Okay, let's see. Where is all of this now? Um, gray parts. Gray parts, yeah. Over here. And then I had, like... Okay. But yeah, I feel like I will be able to finish this one. Not really today, but I feel like I'm gonna be able to finish this one pretty soonish. Um, Again, not today though. Like I don't think I'm that I'm quick enough to be able to pull off that kind of a miracle, but I think I can finish this at some point, like this week, right? Um, which would be pretty good for me. Um, because before I leave Cappy Town, again, not that I have any um tabling opportunities or anything um between now and when I leave Cappy Town, but sometimes I do like to have stuff done while I am on this particular PC because my PC is quite a bit better than the laptop that I use when I am away from Cappy Town and stuff like that. So like I like to finish certain artworks before I go to Bounty Hunterville, right? Not that I can't do these with my equipment in Bounty Hunterville though, because the laptop is more than capable. Well, it's more than capable when have I have to like work on it not streaming. When I stream actually, like that laptop kind of struggles because it doesn't really have the best specs when it comes to content creation stuff. So, like it does have some issues unfortunately, but you just kind of work with what you have, right? Like again, I am a very big proponent of you don't need the fanciest gear to do art and stuff like that. I was doing art on an iPad for the longest time with an Apple Pencil. So, it's not the end of the world to not have the best gear. But the unfortunate part though is that when you add streaming to the mix, it's a little bit different. That's the only problem. But we'll see how far we get, like we'll see how far we get. I want to do the three Nikkei things that I have here before I get to Bounty Hunterville, and then from Bounty Hunterville, we can continue working on some of the artwork that I have. I'm gonna have to transfer over the image of that I was working on for Ingrid from Street Fighter 6 to that laptop, and then I'll continue to work on that from there. And then possibly... So, honey, what games will you be getting from the summer sale? Oh, is the summer sale on right now? Is it the Steam summer sale? Is it on right now? Yeah, Lurk. Oh, okay. I do like having 3 different ways of drawing digitally. Krita plus mouse on a laptop. Oh, yeah, Krita plus mouse. Gotta go walk the poopy. Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, go walk the poopy. Go walk the poopy. Why do I have, okay. Alright. Mouse, tablet, table. You know, there was a time when, like, I remember the first time I ever had, like, a digital tablet of any kind, and it was not a screen tablet. The first tablet that I ever had was, like, a really old Wacom type tablet. It's the ones that you like, put it on your table, and then you just kind of look down at it, and then as you draw, you gotta look up at your monitor and hope that you calibrated it right so that the monitor size is conforming to the size that's available on the tablet itself. It's like, it was one of those. and it did come with a mouse. The funniest part, it was like back in the day when Wacom like offered a mouse that it came with for some reason and stuff like that, right? But there was a time when I tried to draw with a mouse before on like MS Paint when I was like little Cappy, and I was like, oh, Pumpkin, you, what about you? Not me, you. Doing amazing art so far. Am I? What about you, though? You are doing amazing, Pumpkin. Is that a thing that can be done? Table is what I call the tablets without a screen. Yeah. I'm doing my best on my art. Oh, nice. You know, like, it was always nice to hear that you guys are arting too, you know? The arting is not a thing that that many are doing these days, right? But you know, like, I hope that you know, those of you who want to do the arts will do the arts and not let things you know, stop you from doing it, right? I did made my best emote. Oh wait, what's the emote? Oh yeah, you know what? Inside of the underside of her coat, where it's orange there's like a diamond pattern or something like that down there and stuff like that. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna add it. Oh no. Smug? Oh wait, is that it? Is that it? The little I'm gonna assume that is also a smug pumpkin. Yeah, oh cool, you know? It is pretty good. Yeah. It's a pumpkin cat. Just like you. You know, I wish I thought of something more creative for my own avatar. Like there's a part of me that's
emotional
like,
damage.
You know, there's a part of me that is affected by the emotional damage. What is going on? I'm gonna say as MC. Is that how you say your name? Is that how you say it? I don't know. I'm clueless. Let me give you the shout out. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. Hello. My name is Fiercestbard. I am a view artist here on Twitch. And yeah, we're doing a fan art today. We're doing doing this fan art of Neon from Goddess of Victory Nikke. She's exploding things behind her. And she's jumping away for whatever reason. Same? Oh, hi, yes, that's how you say it. Love your model. Also cute. I was just talking about my model. I would literally was just like saying like how I wish I was like more creative in terms of like Pumpkin Cat just now like was mentioning how they are a pumpkin cat, and I'm like I wish I was more than just a capybara. I wish I was like a capybara that was like something else too, like a capybara watermelon or something. I don't know. But yeah, this particular model was actually drawn by my partner, Mooney Shoda. She drew it for me on my birthday and stuff, and so I am using it now because it more actively represents the look that I am going for. But yeah, what were you doing? I think I will call you Ez while you're here. But yeah, what were you guys doing? Hopefully you guys were having a good time doing whatever. Were you guys gaming or something? Perhaps even arting, perhaps? Since you said the gun floats, you should make a few minute doodle of her floating away with the gun, floating away with the gun, like hanging from. I should, right? Like her hanging like off of it or something, right? But yeah, also by the way, you know, sorry I rated using OBS, and when I close OBS, it closes the stream. Oh, no, it's okay, it's perfectly fine. But yeah, I was just asking, you know, like, what were you guys up to on your stream and stuff like that? Hopefully you guys were having a great Thursday, you know? Or perhaps you guys were gaming or doing other things, maybe even arting. No, but yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Things happen, and plus, you know, like I know that streaming is hard. Streaming is hard. I was working on my new PNG. I was doing R2. Oh, nice. You know, like I would say that, you know, these roads. Now that you've mentioned arting, you know, these roads are heavily taxed. You know, art taxes are not inexpensive to cross these roads. And you should but don't worry, you should feel compelled to pay the art tax, if you know what I mean. No, if there's anything you would like to share, go ahead and throw a link in the chat, and you know, if there's anything that you would like to promote as well, you know, feel free, go right ahead. I do not mind. I very much like to see what everybody else is up to when it comes to arting stuff. So yeah. I'm being very, very curious, as it were, about arting. But yeah, I'm trying to finish this before I have to go and because I travel between Cappy Town and Bounty Hunterville on a regular basis and stuff like that, and I have to do my travel again pretty soon next week, so I'm trying to finish this and 2 other images before then, and I'm trying to rush through it, but it's like, oh, I could tell it's probably not gonna happen. I probably have to like struggle bust my way through it this weekend if I wanted to. Discord link is okay. Yeah, Discord link is okay, you know, like it is fine. I do not put any restrictions on the chat for people to link stuff in terms of art stuff, you know. Just know that we have to observe TwitchCoon's rules and regulations as usual, because every now and then, you know, you never know, but you know, yeah, TwitchCoon, yeah, don't worry. There's nothing happening. Don't worry. Yeah, TwitchCoon usually comes by every now and then, you know. There's been nothing I want in the summer sale as of yet. As of 10 minutes of browsing. I'm sure after 20 minutes of browsing, you'll find something, right? It's okay, I followed you last time. No problem. Let us see. Oh, you said this is your PNG? Yo, okay, check. So this is gonna be like your new PNG tuber, I'm gonna assume. Let me make a new canvas. Nice. let me just make a quick new canvas, and then oh snap! So everybody, this is Ez's new PNG tuber. I'm guessing this is still a work in progress. Gonna animate it too in live 2D. Oh shoot! So you're gonna cut this up and then get it all like rigged up then and stuff. I wish I knew how to do live 2D. I wish I did. Yep, still work in progress. Nice. You know the combination of colors you're using for it is actually impeccable, I would say. the type of yellow and pink that they go together pretty well in this like combination. So I do like it. I do like it a lot. I wish I knew too. I was gonna learn. Oh yeah. Wouldn't that mean it's not a PNG? Yeah, I guess so, right? Like PNG tuber is more of like, you know, like the more like what was that program that everybody uses for PNG tubers and stuff? GIF tuber is the correct term. yeah. It's like, I don't know, like I used to have like a PNG tuber myself, like a GIF tuber. When I first started, I didn't really get into the whole like live 2D thing until I met I first met Watininini, who is the VTuber papa for my previous model, right? Like, oh, actually I should show. I use video, but it accepts GIFs too. Oh, yeah. So this is my previous model. I could actually load it up pretty quick. My previous model, Biscotti, is she's an anime girl of whom I sit on top of. I sit on top of her and control her to do my arting and stuff. Actually, I should probably put her over to the side so you guys can see. So you guys can see her and stuff like that. I actually I use her to help me do the arts, because as you guys can see, if Biscotti, get closer. As you guys can see, like, I have very small arms. I can't reach the tablet by myself unless she gets really close. No, where am I taking the tablet? The tablet's going away. No. But yeah, that's that was my previous avatar. This one's rigged by Watininini, who is my VTuber papa, and I drew the design for her. I feel like I need to redesign her, as she is still the mascot of this stream. But you know, like it's been a minute since we've had this look for her, and I feel like I need to change it up a little bit and stuff, because you know, it just feels like that it's that time. And then this is the model. Well, oh, whoa. Okay, I thought I clicked on the right thing. This is the model that I currently use, just because some people can't tell that I'm a capybara. Oh, like Ratatouille? Yeah, you know, just like Ratatouille. What about the one before? Both, you upload PNGs as frames, but you can also use GIF too. Oh, she's cute? Oh, nice, yeah. I knew you were one. Oh, nice. Well, it's like, it's more that Amuni did a good job of designing this PNG tuber. I guess I just don't draw a cute fuzzy animal as well as Mooney does. Oh, so you mean like live 2D to make the GIFs, or a different model? We call them Carpincos? Is that the name? I don't know if I said it right. Carpinchos? Is that how you say it? Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. Yeah, because I don't know the different names of different animals and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for sharing. Super appreciate it. You know, like good work. You know, like I hope you know, when it's done, you guys will be super happy with the end product. You know, once it's complete, and you know, maybe I'll drop by and I'll check it out. You know. Oh yeah, no problem. Always, you know, we're always happy here to you know, share art from everybody. You know, like like I do like. Oh, thank you for the follow. Super appreciate it. Yeah. But you know, like I always want to be able to share art because you know, like I remember for myself, you know, like I was very super happy whenever somebody shared my art on stream, so I want to do the same for others and stuff like that. So you know, like yeah, you know, your art is amazing too. Oh, thank you. You know, like I appreciate it. You know, like I hope that it's getting better over time, because you know, like I spent many years like drawing not anime girls. So I feel like I got stuck in the cycle of drawing um like exciting shonen and comic book characters and stuff like that. Like I was okay, I grew up drawing Dragon Ball, okay? I grew up drawing Dragon Ball and Spawn and Spider-Man, things like that. I didn't do anime girls as an art thing until like pretty recent. Well, not pretty recent, but like okay, remember that anime series when the Melancholy of Suzume Haruhi, right? Remember that? That kind of changed my whole direction, as it were. Base, is it? I know I make single stream live 2D models compulsively. Oh wow. I can't do models that quickly myself. I'm very slow when it comes to designing characters and stuff like that. That's why I stick a lot to fan art for the most part, because fan art, it tends to be a little bit easier in that I don't have to think too hard about the designs just yet. But you know, someday, you know, maybe I'll actually work up the courage to once again redesign Biscotti at some point. One day I'll get there. I'll get there. Let's see. I'm just trying to go upwards, just making sure. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. So, let's see. Where was I up to here? I was oh yeah, that's right. I was doing the shoulder here. Just kind of adding. So I'm just kind of adding like in general, like before I add shadows and stuff like that, I tend to like, because of the way that anime characters kind of tend to work, I don't like to have just super flat solid colors around, because it just makes the image just way too like flat. Yeah, that's just the word that I was saying. So I tend to try to add some kind of variation to the color first by adding like a gradient somewhere, and then I start working on the shadows and stuff like that, right? Just so that it's not like all one simple color at all times. I kind of don't like the way that looks, you know. I'll lurk a little since I'm a bit tired, but lovely art. Thanks again for showing my art too. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the raid, and super appreciate it. And I hope that, you know, like you go get some rest and you get yourself something tasty to eat, you know? Been trying to figure out how to attach really long bunny ears to my blueprint stream model because it sounds funny. Oh, like, I don't know, like, having long ears, right, for a model, it sometimes one of the things that's tough about that is that when you don't, because you have a limited amount of space to display the model on the bottom of the screen and stuff like that, so sometimes it could be like if you notice, like this model that I'm using right now, I prefer it a lot because it takes up so little real estate on the bottom of the screen. But when I put Biscotti up, and then I'm like super high up on the screen too, then I have to like scale her back down so that I'm not like covering everything. So sometimes it's like a matter of real estate, right? Like that you have to work with, right? Quick, smack his belly. No, why? Why, Cade? Why smack belly? The problem is either the quality of the rest of the model or the capped height. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, the capped height, right? Or I think some people like doing the droopy ears, right, with the bunnies, right? Because sometimes certain hares or rabbits, they have the drooping ears that go down instead of up. So maybe you could try something with that, you know? The joke is that they go out in front of the game, but it also reduces the size overall. Sorry, I am illegally hydrating before the hydration was pressed. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. We can always illegally hydrate. But yeah, like like I totally get that. I totally get that. The height restrictions that you have to work with in terms of um like, the real estate that you have when you do streams and stuff like that. Um that's difficult. That's always difficult to work with, you know. Oh, thanks for redeeming the stretch and the posture. Like, I have a really bad habit. No, but why Skinwalker-chan? Skinwalker-chan doesn't need to be here. There's nothing unsay-so happening. In fact, I would say that Neon here is the most say-so of the unsay-so girls in Nikkei, right? Like, you guys agree, right? She's probably the most say-so of all of them. Give me your skin. No! Why? Why? Skinwalker-chan, please, no. There's no reason. There's no reason for her appearance here. Skinwalker-chan, you only appear when there is something unbecoming on the screen, but there's never anything unbecoming on the screen here. We all know that, I only draw very, very family friendly here, and I never ever do any art that is unbecoming of family friendly status, right? Clearly. I counterpoint signal? No. I always feel weird with my stream setup because I find it annoying to put anything else than me and the current thing on screen, and mostly no one else does that. It is tough, right? I actually feel like I need to redo my whole setup as well, because like there's like, this is really old, like the UI that I use in front. Well, okay, everyone on the vertical stream can't see it, right? But like on the horizontal stream, like everything that I use here is like so old at this point, and I only set it up that way because I didn't even know, like, I don't understand anything when it comes to design. There's that Soda and Illuria's model. Oh, I see. Listen. They are completely say so products, okay? there's nothing unbecoming of that, okay? Obviously bits are different, and I will make the screen scroll around itself for no reason. Like, yeah, like I really need to do something about my own like stream design, like, for real, like I feel like I need to change it in a little bit, at least a little bit, so that it's up to date. I mean, I feel the same about Biscotti's design, right? I need to redo Biscotti's design a little bit because like, it's been a while since I visited her design and stuff like that. So like, go into OBS, right click on the drawing window, filters, and to scroll. Oh, really? Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah, like, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me see something here. Right click on the drawing windows, filters. Oh. I'm trying to, sorry, I'm like, now I'm curious. Let's see, scroll. Effects filters. Oh, there we go. Oh. Oh. No, we don't need that. It's too much. Liar! What are you talking about, liar? I'm not a liar. I don't know why I find it so funny. Like having the whole screen scrolling like non-stop like that. I didn't know that was a thing. I honestly didn't know that was a thing. That's hilarious. Sorry, now I'm like, ugh. That's right. I probably should try to get as much of this done as I can. Like, there's a million pixel wide thing on my be right back screen where a fish goes by. Oh, you know what? Speaking of which, I need to add 2 more redeems to the redeem thing. I won't tell you guys what they are, but I need to add them soon because Mooney made them for me a while ago because I thought they were really funny. And you know, like I don't know why I still haven't put them up. I really need to be better about it. I do need to be better about it, you know? Okay, let's see. Oops. Don't know why I find it so funny. There's forgetting. Oh wait, what? Forgetting what? What's going on? What am I forgetting? Am I forgetting something? To add the redeems for a long time. Yeah, I forget to do a lot of stuff. Like, I shouldn't, you know? Same song on loop too. Well, okay, so I used to have a different soundtrack basically on that can play and stuff like that. But the unfortunate part is like because now I multi-stream, I can't actually have that on because I can't separate the audio from each other in the VOD, right? Unlike when I was previously only Twitch, right? So the problem now is that, you know, like if I want to get that back, I can. It's just not, you know, but like I wouldn't be able to put up any VODs basically if I did that. So it's like, you know, like I had to make a choice there with that. And the unfortunate part is this is where the choice has led me. So I have to have the same song on loop nonstop, unfortunately, which might drive some of you crazy. But, you know, we can't have them DMCA takedowns, you know. I like it, but it is the same song. I know. Like the only other option I could think of is possibly like maybe if I have like say what was I gonna say, like DMCA free like alternative type thing that I could play over this, right? But even those playlists are like eventually they also in fact get like quite repetitive as well. So, you know, like I gotta think of an alternative that's not just, you know, this as it were. Okay, now that I have that, I can add... Wow. Let's see. I just make my own stream music or have the music from a game I am playing. I mean, that's a good idea, right? Like having a game soundtrack that I really like playing. I mean, that works too, for sure, right? And actually, the start screen music is actually from the Azur Lane Atelier Ryza 2 collab, actually, like that I usually have playing and stuff like that. Because gaming audio is okay. I feel like it's always seems to be okay. Well, it works, but it isn't what I said. Oh, what? Did I misunderstand? I have my moments there. Like sometimes my brain cells only have so much function because like some of you might have taken notice, but basically I share a single brain cell with Mooney, and sometimes when she's not around, like I can't access that other half, so I'm rather slow. I'm rather slow to pick up on things. I meant from a game I am playing, so not as the background for something. I use songs I made for that. Oh, nice! That's really cool, you know? I can't do music stuff. I tried to learn to play piano when I was little. I failed miserably at the learning part. So yeah, this is starting to come together, I think. It took me a little while to get here, but I think you guys can see what I was thinking about, like initially with the way that it was like my approach towards this and stuff. I think it's starting to get to that point where it's like, okay, um okay, I see what you were getting at, Bard. I see it. The other half of just reading the note sheets is a different thing entirely. You know? Like for me, I think when I was trying to learn to play piano, right? Like the only thing that for me that was really hard too was around the time that I was learning. I actually broke my left arm from a playground accident and stuff, right? So it made it incredibly hard for me to like try to play like ambidextrously. Is that the word when you have to use both hands and stuff like that, right? And like because like, you know, like I had to stop using my left arm for anything for a very long time, and then it's just like, you know, it just became very hard. Though at the same time, luckily it wasn't my drawing arm. Like that was always the thing, right? Like now I can say that, but like, you know, when I was little, it's not like I was drawing a whole lot when I was younger, unfortunately. Like I didn't have the quite the focus that I have now that as an adult. But you know, like in hindsight, you know, it was very fortunate that it wasn't my drawing arm that I broke in those days and stuff like that, because then I would have been like really, like with how hard it was to come back and gain that level of strength again in my left arm. Like after that whole situation, like it's sort of like, oh, you know. Subtle follow notification. Subtle indeed. I need
Emotional damage!
the end first. Oh, hey, Loot Tentacles. What's up? How you doing? Let me give a shout out. Let me give you a shout out. Hello, welcome in, Raiders. How are you doing? Hopefully you guys are having a great time. But yeah, for any of you who are here for the first time and do not know me, my name is Fiercestbard. I why are you summoning Skinwalker Chan? There's nothing unbecoming happening here. Finally catch you? Oh yeah. Oh, were you always trying to catch me? I usually raid you, actually. But yeah, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Fiercestbard. Hello, I am a V artist here on Twitch. I do fan arts, and today I'm drawing Neon. I'm drawing Neon from Goddess of Victory Nikkei. Oh, do you? Do you? Thank you. You know, like, what were you guys doing? I'm gonna assume if it's not some kind of arting, it is some kind of gaming. Yes, I finally got. Oh, thank you so much. You know, like, super appreciate you dropping in with your community, and you know, like, yeah. Oh, is Neon waifu? You know what? It's funny because I don't normally see a whole lot of Neon enjoyers. All of the Neon enjoyers that I have met have been very specifically, like, there's only been a few, and they've all been Twitch streamers. Oh, do you think actually this model was made by my partner Mooney Shoda. So let me actually give her the shout out too, right? Because she actually designed and rigged this model for me, and she also helps me from time to time with my artwork. When I finish the line art, she actually helps me to lay down the colors like initially, the flat colors and some of the shading, so that I can get an idea of what like, you know, like, I could get a head start on it, and then I kind of go in like you see right now, and I add all the details, and I do the finishing and the lighting and stuff. You don't have pads? Do I? I don't have pads. I don't know how to. Okay, I'm very bad at OBSing. I don't know how to do the stuff. Cute, love the power couple dynamic. Yeah, it's like, you know, she'll help me out with some art stuff, because we've been doing more artist alley stuff together and stuff like that. So she helps with a lot of the design and like, you know, the idea stuff. I just kind of draw. Save, no worries. You know, Pats is a free channel point thing for people to use over Skinwalker Chan. You know, Skinwalker Chan. Okay, listen, Skinwalker Chan has a place, just like Twitch-kun. Okay, like, you know, but yeah, you know. Oh, you guys were playing Pokepia? Oh, nice. You know, like Pokopia. I keep calling it like Pokepia for some reason. But yeah, you know, like, Tentacles, you know, like, I know that streaming is hard, and I know that sometimes you need to take a break. So if you're hungry and you need to go and take a break, be my guest. But before you leave, if there's anything you would like to share with the chat in terms of, like, oh, you want to promote something, or perhaps like a website, your portfolios, whatever, you know, feel free to link it. You know, it's all good. I think the way you usually do it is VTube Studio with Twitch connection, and you make the pad stamp appear when the redeem happens. I gotta look into something like that. I really do. I gotta look into getting head pats or something like that. Like, seriously, like, it is a thing that needs to happen. You know, Pokopia is fire. Yes, I'm get some ass. Get some ass. I you know, I was gonna say that this was a say so and definitely not degenerate stream, but it seems like we've ventured into that territory. After stream self-care, yeah. Oh, okay. I see. We gotta get that ass. No, but yeah. Actually, like, Mooney was playing a lot of Pokopia, like, for a while, and I kind of look over her shoulder from time to time, when she was playing it, and I was just kind of like, oh, it looks interesting. But I didn't grow up a huge fan of Pokemon as everybody else did. I just kind of found it really interesting because I like the face that the character that you control makes. It's sexual themes in the tags. Shaking my yes, it does. It doesn't say that. I just put that there. I just put that there to mark off the any possibilities. Okay, it doesn't mean that we're definitely unsay so in here. God, it's not like, you know, it's not like we do sexy fan art or and stuff like that constantly here. Ignore the left side of the screen, please. No worries. All baby angle. Yes, all baby angle. Exactly. There's a, no, there isn't. There's nothing of the sort is happening. Nothing of that sort is happening. I disavow this. No. There's nothing of that nature happening here. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's safe. It's safe for TwitchCoon, okay? It's safe for TwitchCoon. It's safe for everyone. But yeah, like super awesome to see you, Tentacles, like for anybody here who hasn't already followed Tentacles, you should go ahead and do so, because if you like artworks, like if you were here for artworks and stuff, you will like the artwork that they do as well and stuff like that. I was like, like when I found her channel, I was like, oh man, I need to follow immediately, because I love the arting. I love the arting community here on Twitch. Like for all the stuff that I say about the fact that, like, I'm feeling kind of restrained for drawing here and stuff like that. I do like the community of people here, and the arts that everybody does. Oh, thank you. Same here. I'm alert for a bit. Thank you for the shout. Yeah, no problem. Please have fun lurking, and do not worry about it at all. But yeah, like, again, like, as much as I gripe about the fact that I feel like, like, there's some things that I can and can't do here and stuff like that, and I do like the community here. After all, I would not have met quite a few of you had I not been here, right? Like, so, But, like, in this regard, though, I gotta be able to, let's see, if I could just, like, get this to blend a little bit better. So lewd indeed, Don't go overboard with the suspicious self-care routine. Nothing suspicious there. Nothing suspicious there. That's a new one for me too, by the way. That acronym ASS. I did not realize what it stood for. I'm again, like, there's a lot that I don't know. There's a lot that I don't know, but you guys have my back. You guys tell me. But yeah, I'm hoping again, I get this one done pretty soon, hopefully, like, because I'm gonna be traveling in about a week. I won't miss any of the streams that I'm supposed to do. At least I think I'm not gonna miss any, but like, you never know, but I feel like I'm not going to, but I just want to be able to do this while finish this while I still have access to my own PC in Cappy Town. But then after Cappy Town, I'll be back on either my iPad or my gaming laptop when I go to Bounty Hunterville. And so, it is a little bit more limiting, but, like, not as much, right? The only limiting issue is because like, when I stream, I'm like, it doesn't have quite the power to be able to dual stream and do the art at the same time, surprisingly enough, right? I've done it, but like, there have been issues with it, right? But we'll make the best out of the situation as we can, I think it is more in a joking way than an actual acronym. Well, you never know. I mean, some people like certain things, enough, and then they become real. They become a little bit real. Let's see. But yeah, I think this is coming along, so let's see. Also, let's see if I can fit in a little bit here. It's not as clean as the tits, the Twitch integrating throwing system. Oh, really? Is that a thing? Is that actually a thing? I always learn something new from you guys. I really do. A lot of people I know use it. So many people want things thrown at them. Oh yeah, you know what? I think I've seen that before, like quite often on other people's streams when you suddenly see somebody redeem something and then like a ton of garbage goes flying at them. I almost feel like that would be a little bit too distracting over here. Like if I ever had something like that here, just because this is like, you know, like when would anybody ever really use that here, right? Like while I'm arting and stuff like that. It doesn't seem like something that is like, you know, you know, some people might have strange you know, things that they're into, let's just say. Maybe they just like having things thrown at them, you know? I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna judge. Oh, whoops. I actually think I forgot to do a certain part here. So let's do that too. So purplish. I feel like I should code my own version of it so I can have like a nice arcing bouncy ball hit me and roll off. I mean, if you want, like it would be pretty neat to see because considering the fact that like I would imagine that it's something that you would have that not nobody else really has and stuff like that. So it's kind of neat when you're able to do those types of things for yourself, right? Do you ever have a color the lines a bit for contrast? Yeah, actually, I do from time to time, right? Like, um, it is something that I have been wanting to do more of, as of late, right? But like, I get lazy about adding color to the lines because what happens is I use a lot of vector lines in my artwork, right? So you can't color the lines directly. Like, you always have to put a layer on top of the vector lines and then clip the layer down to those to the line art layer, and then you can change the colors to them. So then because of that I get lazy about it. But I do like the effect that happens when you color certain lines and stuff like that. Like you mentioned before, like, sometimes you can add some kind of contrast to it. Like, especially with the lines over here, right? Like, you can add, like, different colors to them, like a lighter color to them to do that. But, for me, I've noticed that I've kind of strayed away from doing that a whole lot as of late. But I do it from time to time. Like, I will add, like, for example, even with the where I do it the most is the I what is this called? The eyelashes. It's not the eyebrows, it's the eyelashes. That area I will actually try to change the line art and the colors for stuff like that. And like, it does help a lot for especially certain things. Like, if you want the softness of certain types of clothing too, I would encourage that. Plus the fact that I don't use like, what is it, I don't use clear like straight up black colors for the line art anywhere more, right? Like, I use like a slight gray color. So if I want to change the colors of those, like, even for here with the skin, like, I'll take like a brown color, and then I'll do this with the brown and stuff, so that it'll change it a little. But I'm not there yet with this one in particular, but it does help. It does help a lot. I should do it more often, to be honest, but again, I sometimes I get lazy. I get lazy about it. And actually, what's weird here is interesting. Why is this line art layer only a certain part of it? Very strange. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with the line art there before I do this. I should do the more line art based stuff. It really depends, right? Like, line art, like, artwork with line art that's like fully separated, it takes a long time and a lot of patience to do it. But it's useful for certain types of art. But it's not to say that line artless art is somehow inferior or whatever, right? Because whenever I used to draw with the iPad, I would just put layers on top of each other and then just like paint on top of the layers with no line art. But then at the end, because I do like I do a more anime looking style, then I would want the line art back in the artwork at the very end. So I would actually go around and start like, getting that line art back in there. Let me see if I actually hear. This is like an older piece that I was doing because I was playing Princess Connect at the time, and I really liked Pecorine, right? So like I drew this one as I recall it on my iPad and stuff like that. Let me see if I could. Did I do this one like the way that I said it? No, actually, this one is one of the ones with the line art. This one is one of the ones with the line art, actually. Okay, what did I do that shows that it doesn't have the line art? Was it this one? When I think maybe this is one of the ones that I did that has no line art on it. Yes. This is one of them where so this is like this is Hyakumen I can't say her name, Jesus. But yeah, she was had just debuted for Niji, right? Niji Sanji and stuff like that, and I kind of like the Salome's original debut stream, so I kind of like drew her, but then like I did it all like as just like, you know, building up on the colors and stuff like that, and then at the very end, like you can kind of see it in like how I was like just like adding patches of color here and there, like when I take off the under layer, you can see where I fixed, quote unquote, fixed it so that it looks like it has line art, but the line art is actually part of the painting. It's just that like I drew right on top of it and added these things to cover the parts that I screwed up and were made of like blobs of color. But you can kind of still see that even though I did that, it still came out like there was like line art in it at the end. It's kind of funny. Like you can see like the hair layer is merged into what would have been the line art color. It's just that, like, you know, you just kind of take off parts, the parts of it that like I was like, you know, finessing into the artwork. So, you know, there are ways to do like to trick the eyes into seeing it as if it was a line art thing, but it's not really, you know. I love drawing in the lines after the colors are already in the correct shape. That's pretty much what I still do. Yeah, I find that both ways of arting work very well. And actually, there is a part of me that actually thinks that I might do better without doing the line art first, like the way that I've been doing this one and stuff like that, because like sometimes for me it's easier to see the shapes and the lighting on top of the shapes and stuff like that to help me get my proportions down. There's some artists who can do the line art and like be able to construct their characters pretty easily from the line art and stuff like that, right? Like and they'll go through the process of constructing their artwork using simpler shapes and stuff like that, right? And they put it together and then it's like great at the end. And I'm still trying to master that, but it's definitely harder for me. Like I noticed that some of my older work where I forgo doing line art and I just kind of color in things and stuff like that and just like do big blobs of color and stuff like that have been easier for me to get a complete image from figuring it out, right? I think the problem with that is Mooney having to figure that out for color. Yeah, like I wouldn't be able to pass the file over to Mooney for the coloring portion if I did that. Like if I continued to kind of do that, which is, you know, like it would be like an issue, right? So, you know, like but yeah, like I've been experimenting. Like, you know, you can kind of see when I sketch. Like this is a sketch of Ribbit that I was messing around with 2 nights ago and stuff like that. You can kind of see like I'm kind of messing around with forming things. Now, no, I don't normally do a whole lot of circles like this. Well, okay, I do a whole lot of circles. But I normally want to construct an artwork using using squares and stuff like that more than I do with circles, right? It's just that I wanted to really try this out with this image of Ribbit and stuff like that, right? Like, so like, for this one, it's just like I just went into it and like just to kind of see what it would be like, and it kind of worked out like in a weird way and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, okay, like maybe I can give this a shot. Who is Ribbit? Ribbit is a character from a certain YouTube animated series called The Amazing Digital Circus. That's all I'm gonna say about it. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I won't say anything else. No spoilers here. There's no spoilers here. Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I've been very much into that series. I haven't watched most of it yet. Oh, okay, yeah. Like, I did some fan art for the Amazing Digital Circus earlier in the year. Let me see if I have it on here actually. That was really like I was really happy with this one, and I found that there were quite a few enjoyers of it. Actually, no, I don't have it on my computer. It's probably on my laptop. Like, unfortunately, it's probably on my laptop because I have my files all over the place and stuff like that. But yeah, like I did one like not too long ago, and it got a pretty good reaction from a lot of people, and I'm glad that people were enjoyed it, because like for me that's like validation. Like a lot of times when I do certain things and I'm like, oh, I don't know if anybody's gonna care about it, right? I like old Gooseworks animation stuff, and it has this far been mostly like it, so yeah, like I've been watching a lot of the stuff that's coming out of Glitch as of late. Like I'll try to watch a lot of it, because like why not, right? It's free on YouTube. It's nice to see some indie animation studios be able to get their work out and things like that, right? And like I do enjoy animation myself. I have some friends who actually learned animation, and they were teaching me to do some of it, and I did have some projects that I did animation wise previously, but very very few, and nothing as good as that. So I like how insanely big it immediately got. It got super huge. Like, sometimes with a little bit of like a little bit of work and a little bit of luck, like you never know what will happen with certain things, right? So it's really awesome to see stuff like that, right? A little bit of marketing too. I'm not gonna lie, I bought what was it? I bought a whole box of the Pomni the Pomni what was it? The keychains? Me and Mooney were very into hunting Labubus for a while there, and they did like a set of Pomni Labubu style like plushie keychains and stuff like that, right? And they had like all different versions of Pomni that were in the show. So when it went up to pre-order, like it's not like they were ever gonna run out of them or anything like that, right? But I just like, I don't know why, I just pre-ordered the box. And then when they finally came, they kind of match up with the Labubus that we actually have and stuff like that. Like sometimes, again, like when I first started the stream today, I was talking a little bit about impulsively collecting things. And the fact that I need to put a halt to that, But you know, I needed Pomni stuff. I'm thinking about getting the Pomni Figma actually next year. It's gonna take a whole year, maybe more, for it to come out. So it's a lot of time for me to save my pennies, like until it comes out. I can put away my Figma Pomni fund. Go check out my VGen so I can have a Figma Pomni fund. No, don't do that, please, guys, don't actually do that. But yeah, the unfortunate part for me, right, is, oh yeah, by the way, Tyler the Destroyer, thank you for the follow. So, like, I did not see that message come in when the raid came in. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned that sooner. But yeah, like, you know, I appreciate you guys dropping by, but it looks like it is time for me to go. The unfortunate part is, you know, like, unfortunately, like, I gotta get up for my day job, and in the fact that, like, I gotta do, because of that, I can't stay on during the weekdays and stuff like that, and that happens to be the days that I stream. I stream every Tuesday to Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time in the United States. And yeah, like, unfortunately, I've got to get going. Hello, Mooney. But yeah, super appreciate everybody dropping by today, you know. Like, for those of you on the YipTubs, unfortunately, that means that the stream is over. But for those of you that are on Twitch, this is the Say So, and definitely not degenerate. Definitely not degenerate Bard raid. And yeah, like, come along. We will find somebody to raid into. And if you guys stick around for that raid, let's go give them a big hello. And yeah. By the way, when you followed me, my follower count went up by 3. Really? That's awesome. That's actually awesome. That's really cool, you know? I'm glad to help, even though I don't know how it went up by 3, but you know what? However, we take the wins where we can get them. We take the wins where we can get them, right? But yeah, let's see who's on right now. Let's see who's on. Let's see. Maybe I'll check in on any other artists perhaps that are on, or who else is gonna be on? Finishing the Voyager game. Somebody's playing Star Trek. There's like a Star Trek game. What else? Let's see. I see some people on that are arting, but they've been on for quite a while, so I don't want to drop in on them and at this point, because whenever somebody's been on for a while, I get nervous about dropping in on them. It only shows you, maybe you're just a very large. Apparently, yeah, I'm large enough to comprise of 3 followers for any one person. Apparently. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I see somebody drawing Hatsune Miku. Let's drop in. Let's drop in on them, because it's been a minute since we've dropped in on them. We're gonna go ahead and pay a visit to someone who is doing watercolor art, and my assumption is this is the same Hatsune Miku. But yeah, here we go. Let's go pay a visit. We're gonna go pay a visit to Oakti Party, who is like an amazing artist here on Twitch. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a good day. I will be back next Tuesday to do some more arting. We're gonna continue. Maybe I'll be done with this one by then, and maybe I'll be done with another one by then. Who knows? But yeah, here we go. We're gonna go and raid, copy the raid message, and yeah, let's go say hi. Laters.